everyone, and welcome to 1010s. So join us again at Phillip Island, but this time we got something a bit special for you. We have a Lamborghini Murcielago GT1 car. This is absolutely mental right now, absolutely mental. Amongst the other cars that are here on the track today, this has got to be the best sounding car. Like, I don't think anything can really beat this today. We got the livery as it was when it raced. So we got Cox and Brabham stickers as it was back when it raced in the day. As you can see here, American Le Mans series where it came from, and of course IMSA, even down to the American flag right there, because this was owned by a US team. So in the heart of the beast at the moment, and as you can tell, really pretty Spartan. Not much you can see here. The dash that looks somewhat like it came from a Murcielago looks somewhat similar to a Murcielago's interior, maybe minus one seat here. And also we have a glove box delete, of course, saving weight, fire extinguisher as well, and a seat that I sat in just before. It pretty much is sitting on the floor in this car. So yeah, really tight space in here. So I've got the cooling from the roof scoop as well. Gonna see what it looks like from the outside. So yeah, just fed in through there. Like I said before, I'd never seen a GT1 car up close before, and of course it had to be a V12 one today. So yeah, coming around the back of the car, absolutely massive rear wing, and of course some gold heat shielding there. Nice to see that. Reminds me of the McLaren F1 with the gold foil, but yeah, looking a bit more purposeful, I guess, around the pipes down there. Let's have a look at these tail lights, shall we? So from afar, they look somewhat, the lens cover at least looks a bit like a Murcielago. Then we dig a little deeper. You can see it's just two LED tail lights here, surrounded in a carbon shroud. It looks like a Murcielago from afar, but again, come up close, and it's all about saving weight, just meeting the requirements for the racing at the time. So quite cool there. So we've got an absolutely massive rear diffuser here, as you can tell, and of course in true racing car style you can see everything behind it. So yeah, it's really cool just to see all the bits and bobs behind there. So yeah, we just stepped inside. Sparko steering wheel as well. Again, not a whole lot to see here. It's a pure racing car. Of course, down here there's a cutout or something that looks like it could have been the instrument binnacle for the road car. Just a bunch of lights here in race car form. So I guess this is where you get all the car information. And behind as well, again in the road car, you're probably be able to see the engine from behind. But it's just for right here, just a whole wall of carbon. You can't see the engine, you might probably be able to hear it from in this thing. So again, that's what being a race car is all about. It's not the pretty stuff, the stuff that makes it go faster, I guess. We have the pedal box down here, really tight space, not a whole lot of room here to move. But I guess in keeping with classic Lambo fashion, it is a bit offset to the middle, something that relates a bit more to the road car. So yeah, it's absolutely mental to be inside this thing. Can't wait to hear it on the track again. Amazing again to see a GT1 car here. My first ever GT1 car, absolutely amazing experience. Again, shout out to Bespoke Motor Cars. So hope you guys follow them on Instagram. We definitely can't wait to hear this thing out on track again, and it's going to be absolutely mad. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll be back on the track for you. Hopefully hear this amazing engine that's behind us. Roddy. So nice to meet you, man. Thanks for having us here.
Alright.
So yeah, tell us a bit about the.
Alright, so this is Murcielago. I've got two chassis numbers. Its main identity is LA01055, which is its Lamborghini chassis number, and it also has a racing chassis number, which is HEG003, which basically means it's the third Murcielago GT1 made. R-GT GT1 made. I'm the owner of the car. We bought the car in Japan a couple of months ago, and we've since gone through and done a systematic front-to-back recommissioning and restoration of the car.
And how long did that take you?
We've done the whole thing in 6 weeks in record time because we're off to Monterey. The car leaves to California next week, we basically had to pull off a miracle. We had to make this thing happen in record time. So it leaves next week, which is, when it leaves, it'll have been in Australia, I think, for exactly 7 weeks on the day it leaves. Yeah. So it's a record turnaround, but through some great people. You know, if I was to list all the names, I'd be here forever. But there's been probably 2 or 3 dozen amazing people that have pitched in and really made it happen. Probably the biggest person to thank is Vito LaForgia from Polo Bodyworks. He's absolutely bent over backwards to get the body turned around for me and back into the original American Le Mans Series chrome barber colours. The only cars that it shares with a standard road car Murcielago are the wiper motor, the wiper arm, the windscreen, and the steel roof panel. That's it, like literally it. And actually one more part. This little arm, the door handle. That's it. So there's nothing else that's shared with a road car Murcielago, not a single part. The chassis is very heavily modified from road car.
It's not carbon covered, is it?
No. So it's based loosely on the Murcielago steel monocoque, but heavily modified. But there's a lot of carbon in the car, but it's still a steel chassis. It's heaps of carbon. You know, the entire body except for the roof is carbon. Yeah, so. It's quite light for what it is. It's according to the books, it's 1,050 kilos. Which I think it's probably a bit heavier than that, having pushed it around a bit. So here's the engine. So it's based on what they call the Bizzarrini Lamborghini V12, which was in every V12 powered Lamborghini up until the event. And obviously,
Is that the gearbox right there?
yeah. So just like a normal Murcielago, the gearbox is in front of the engine. So the gearbox is up in here. Then we have a shaft that goes down the passenger side of the engine on the right-hand side, down to this custom differential that was made by Hollinger Engineering here in Melbourne for the car back when it was brand new. So there actually is some Melbourne, Australia content in this car. The gearbox is a bespoke item, and the diff is a bespoke item. Both designed and built in Melbourne for the factory GT1 program by Hollinger Engineering in Bayswater. So very cool.
And I've seen some photos with covers taken off. You can see the beautiful trumpets.
Yeah, there's 12 beautiful trumpets in there. It's a stunning piece of work. So we have 2 rows of 6 individual throttle bodies sitting in there. They're a work of art. They're all anodized gold aluminium pieces and carbon fibre trumpets. It's stunning. Yeah. So around the back you can see there's quite a lot of aero happening back here. Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of standard Murcielago parts here. There's actually nothing.
Yeah.
This panel, everything you see. Actually, those grills are standard Murcielago, believe it or not.
Yeah, right.
We've got our FIA specification rain light, massive diffuser.
Yeah, wouldn't want to splash this thing.
Big uneven shaped titanium exhaust system. The whole thing's titanium. It weighs nothing. It's stunning.
Did you have to restore the diffuser at all?
Yeah. So Jake Horsch from Horsch Composites has done all of the carbon. So the wing. Most of the things on the car that are carbon, we've had to restore. Like even the end plates were normally a dry carbon finish rather than a gloss. We've had to do everything back to the original, and Jake's done a lovely job.
So could you find a lot of skill here in Melbourne to bring the car?
Yeah, look, we've found all of the skills. You know, we're actually lucky that there's a couple of ex-writer team members that are living in Melbourne now that have been able to provide advice and expertise to get it running.
Yeah, okay.
We've got Phil Carter, who's been my main right-hand man here, getting the car turned around, doing basically all of the mechanicals. Phil's been invaluable. Melbourne's great. It's the hub of the V8 supercar, or we call it supercars now industry. So there's a great cottage industry, a great wealth of motorsport expertise here. So we haven't really had to send anything outside of Melbourne to get it done.
What's the furthest any single part here has travelled
So the fuel tank was in England 3 weeks ago, getting rebuilt. The computer's done 2 trips to Michigan to be serviced, the main engine ECU. We've had bits in Italy, we've had bits in Germany, but probably, I don't know, Michigan and England's probably the furthest bits away. Yeah. So we've had 1 successful run. We're hoping to do 1 or 2 more runs just to try and push the car a little bit harder before we sign off on the engineering side of what we've done, and just have a little bit more fun. But so far, very, very pleased and quite gratified with what we've achieved.
There you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Got some good runs there. Car sounded absolutely amazing. So yeah, again, shout out to Bespoke Motor Cars. Absolutely brilliant day. Totally worth it. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.